Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Hi, everyone. I am so tired. Here I am. Fart slart. You know, one day I'm just gonna start accepting all these names. And then I'm gonna start getting so jaded for it that every time I introduce myself, I'm just gonna be like, hi, this is me. I'm Fart Slart. Welcome to my stream. Hi, Nimby. Hi, Cube. Hi, Knight. Hi, Zeb. I was so unproductive yesterday with work. I was playing Terraria and I was trying to figure out the magic storage thing. Excuse me, I'm gonna take some pills. My allergy pills. Give me 1 sec. How many minutes ago did you wake up? Like maybe half an hour ago? Yeah. My goodness. So congrats on getting first, Azu. Hello, June. Hi, Postponium. Saw your late Discord messages and figured you'd wake up speaking like this. Excuse me. Yeah. So I was playing a lot of Terraria yesterday. I probably spent like another 3 hours later after stream playing Terraria, figuring out the magic storage thing. It's a lot more complicated than I thought. And then like I was missing an ingredient for one of the crafting items, so I tried to look for it and then it took me 3 hours and I still couldn't find it, so I ended up just giving up. I'll probably wait for next stream to do that. Then after that, I was like, you know what? Maybe today I'll use the day as a resting day rather than a work day, because for the past few days, for the past week, I was doing some non-stop grinding. And so I was like, you know what? Maybe I should do the mirror dungeons for the first time because I've never done them before. And then I spent like another 2 hours doing mirror dungeons. Then I started doing chores, and by the end of all of that, it was already what, like 10 p.m. And I felt so bad because I didn't do any work. And so I picked up my pen and I was like, I'll just do a quick sketch, right? Let me just like, you know, do some art practice so that I feel kind of accomplished with my day. And then that sketch turned into like a render, and then that render turned into an actual art piece, and I was like, you know what? Looks like I'm not getting any sleep. So yeah, I ended up sleeping at like 3 a.m. in the morning. Arc recommendations to visit in Osaka. The Monster Hunter Cafe. We do play Monster Hunter. I do suggest a lot of the izakayas, though it might be strange to go by yourself. Actually, no, just, I mean, you've been doing that this entire trip, so... Osaka is pretty famous for its skewers and izakayas and drinking and that kind of life, but everything does close pretty early in the day. I also go to, like, Dotonbori or something. There's like long streets full of just shops and stuff. I think that's Dotonbori? I don't remember. One of us. No, I never want to do that ever again. Hi, Natsuki. Excuse me. To be fair, watching you play Terraria has made me pick it up again too. So much new stuff since the last time I played. I'm very, very much tempted to play the regular Calamity. Because I have played Calamity before. Oh, thank you for the stretch and hydrate. I have played Calamity, just not by myself, and I was like heavily carried. And while playing through this playthrough of Terraria, I'm slowly remembering all the stuff that I have done in my other playthrough, and I'm like, oh, it's actually missing a lot of things. So who knows? What if I were to just give up on this playthrough? I think there's still one more boss that is part of the Calamity Fables mod that I didn't do yet. But other than that, I think the rest of it are just new items and new weapons, but no new bossing. Art got addicted to Terraria. I guess it's a new thing now. This is my new Stardew. Why am I getting bonked? Hi, Rima. Hello, hello. Oh shoot, you guys aren't even showing up on stream. I don't know. I haven't been able to fix both chats showing up on stream. Which might be annoying for some of you guys. Yeah, only Twitch shows up. Oh well. Hello, Jordan. Welcome in. That's a really long-ass name that you have there. A very long name and a very short message. Saving my mirror dungeon grind for when I get home. When you're getting back, like, resets on Wednesday, right? So I'm guessing it's gonna be before Wednesday. That only makes sense to me. I still find it really strange. I guess I should be used to this by now, but I noticed that a lot of excuse me, Korean games reset on like Wednesdays and Thursdays. And so Olympus Company kind of falls into that category. Whereas like more of the games that we play nowadays, more of the gacha games that we play nowadays are Chinese gacha games. And they tend to, like, the weeklies fall on, where they start and reset on Monday. Oh god, my allergies are terrible this morning, maybe because I have a lack of sleep. I'm gonna mute myself for a second. Oh boy, just woke up, yup, that's me every day. Next Wednesday is my flight. Ah, I guess maybe you will make it in time. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't pay attention to the resets. Hi, Ultraman. Hello, hello. Good morning. Yeah, normally on whenever I stream, I wake up around the time I start streaming. On a good day, I would wake up like an hour, maybe 2. On some very rare occasions, I would wake up 2 hours before I start streaming. On a bad day like today, I wake up like half an hour before I start streaming. And normally I would usually wake up an hour before, just so that I can, you know, prepare myself for the day, get changed, wash my face, brush my teeth. I have to take care of some plants because it is summer. Sorry, summer's coming, it's spring. I'm gonna mute myself. Oh, it's terrible. Okay. Yeah, taking care of some plants, bringing them outside, giving them some sunlight. I do eventually want like a giant garden of I kind of want a giant garden of vegetables so that I could just eat my own vegetables instead of going out to buy them. But at the same time, a vegetable garden doesn't look as nice as a flower garden. So I'm thinking, like, what if I just had a whole garden of flowers? Wouldn't that be pretty? Though here we have to watch out for all the rabbits and the squirrels. And I think my new place that I'm moving to sometime either this year or next year, it's a lot closer to nature. Like very, very much close to nature. So it's in an area where there's a lot of coyotes and a lot of deer, like bigger animals. So that's another thing I have to watch out for because I shouldn't let my cats outside, which they usually don't anyway. But I have to watch out for like other animals eating stuff if I were to have a garden. I have that, but it isn't a garden. We have a little farm. Oh, I want one. Your life can be like Stardew Valley. I know I'm romanticizing it. Oh boy. I know I'm romanticizing it. It's probably not as nice as I imagine it to be. But I kind of do want to try having that experience. Okay, good night, Azu. Rest well. Sleep tight. Do you have the same time zone as me? What time is it on your side? It's 9:43 a.m. right now. I'm in the EST time zone. I'm in the northern hemispheres of the world. Be very careful driving around deer. There's some yeah. There's been a lot of cases here about like driving into deer, and it sucks because you don't realize how heavy those animals are and they can really dent your car. And second of all, once you hit one, you can't really, it's really difficult to save a deer, so you kind of gotta, like, put it out of his misery. No fishing spot, sadly. Hi, Danish. Hey, hi, welcome in. If you guys want music in the background, let me know. We can't do any... the music has to be, like, royalty-free, but I'm kind of tired. I'm listening to nothing right now. You're from Costa Rica? Oh, okay, no. We're in very different places. I'd be watering stuff like Stardew, no fishing spot, opposite of me. Oh, 9:43 p.m. I notice a lot of people here are from the opposite side of the world. From where I am. A whole 180, almost. But that's the thing, I think it's probably because I stream so early in the morning and nobody's awake. Of course, since I live in Canada. Oh, fellow Canadian. Good morning, good morning. Like, none of my friends are awake right now, but everybody's asleep. And I remember talking to a lot of the people around me before, and they were always like, oh, tell me when you stream, I want to support your streams. And I'm like 9:30 a.m. in the morning. They're like, oh yeah, sorry, that's too early for me. But there is a reason why I do this. There's a reason why I wake up so early to stream, is because I want to feel like I'm actually doing something in my day. I want to wake up to something. Because if I have no goal to wake up to, I'm not going to feel accomplished, first of all, and second of all, I might end up sleeping until like past noon. I don't want to do that. Yeah, I need a reason to leave my bed. So this is a really good way and a good excuse for me to do so. I thought 7 a.m. was too early. I guess it really depends, right? 7 a.m. is early, but I say it depends because the people around me wake up very, very late, and they also sleep very, very late. So yeah, I do think that 7 a.m. would be a good time to wake up with the sunlight, right? Because 7 a.m., especially in like the summer, that's usually when the sun goes up. And it's probably better for your your body and the ceridium system as well. What is my cat doing? Sorry. He is a little bit bored, so he's been like running around my chair, tapping on my arm or tapping on my chair and then running away, and he keeps doing that. It's not like he wants food or anything, because there is food in his bowl. Wake up and make your bed. I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. I don't really make my bed. See, this is my logic here. What if, like, during the middle of the day, I just want to take a nap, then I have to, like, mess it up again? But maybe, I don't know, maybe when I move out and I change my mind and I take a look at my room and be like, you know, this doesn't look very nice. and then I start making it a habit to make my bed. I do have friends that wake up at 11 a.m. and go to bed at 2 a.m. so I can, yeah, those are my friends too. Some of them go to sleep at 3 a.m. She's lazy like me. She's like me for real, for real. I get the feeling that a lot of people don't make their beds, right? What's the general consensus here? Like, do you guys make your beds? It honestly doesn't make sense to me if you're just gonna take a nap after like 2 hours after waking up. It stopped you from having a nap? I don't think naps are bad though. Like, if your body really wants you to take a nap, go take a nap. You make it, Ruma. Okay, we've got one very neat person here. I fix it before I sleep. That doesn't count. Honestly, that doesn't count because you're just gonna mess it up again. Okay, one sec, I have to blow my nose. Unless guests are coming over, gotta look nice for the guests. No, I completely understand because that's me too. Right before guests come, I'm like, okay, it's time to vacuum. It's time to clean up everything. It's time to make my bed. It's time to, you know, do a little bit of deep cleaning everywhere. Why make your bed? You'll mess it up after. Yeah, exactly. That's my logic, Natasha. Also, welcome in. You gotta pretend that you live a very neat lifestyle. But then once your guests leave, it's like, okay, time to do whatever now. My bed is folding, so I just put the sheets inside of it. I kind of want one of, like a folding bed. Rather than a folding bed, I kind of want a futon. Like my mother, Ark Mama, has been telling me to get a futon because she goes, well, if you're not gonna get yourself a bed, because I told her I'm just gonna end up buying a mattress or something and not a bed frame just yet because they're kind of expensive. She was like, why don't you just get yourself a futon? And then that way, when you wake up, instead of making your bed, you actually have to put it away because it's on the floor. And especially because you live with cats, you have to put it away. And then you make that a habit, a morning habit. So I actually had that thought in the back of my mind that perhaps maybe I should get a futon. Why wipe your butt if you're just gonna poop? First of all, Mr. Blanco, do you want to have swamp ass the entire day? Second of all, you're gonna smell pretty bad. There was a lot of reasons. There's a lot of... Thank you for the follow. Virtuaroid, welcome in. Second of all, did I already give you a second reason? Anyways, there's a lot of reasons. I lost what I was saying. Thanks for the phone, nothing. Yeah, swamp ass, it feels nasty and it smells bad and you're gonna destroy your underwear of some sort. It's gonna be hard to wash out. So that's very, very different from not making your bed. It's an almost complete 180 difference from making your bed and wiping your ass. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Night with a gun. What the hell? Yeah, exactly. You lose aura. And it's not just that you lose aura. You'll go into the negatives and then it's just going to stay there because I don't think you can ever recover from that. Right? Because there are actions, there are things that you can do to make you lose aura, but you can always pull that aura back up. You can always regain that aura. But having, not having to wipe your ass, you can never recover. Like, you're gonna have that reputation stuck with you for a while or forever. Ew. Why are we talking about why are we talking about this? How do we go from futons to like toilet stuff? How did we do it? What is that name of the clip? Does Twitch usually generate random names, or unless you type that in? It's the weekend, blame it on that. Speaking of like toilets and stuff, I kind of want to get myself a bidet. I had one of those, the really cheap ones that you can install yourself. I had that in my old condo. And it was kind of, oh my god, it was so difficult to install because you had to connect it to one of the water pipes, the water valve or whatever it's called, to the sink. And the way that my sink is positioned is that it's like the valve goes the opposite way or something. The pipe goes the opposite way. So I had to really turn my arm in order to screw it in. But when you screw in the pipe, you have to turn it too. So my arm was doing this like really strange turn while like tilting my head upside down to see what I was doing. And by the time I was done, everything hurt. My shoulders were in pain. My arms were in pain. And I think during that day too, I was upgrading my shower faucet. So I was doing both the bidet and doing the shower head at the same time. Never again. Keep those two things separate. If you're doing upgrades, do it separately. I'm late again. I'm feeling eepy today. Me too, Stixon. Good night. What if this just became a sleeping stream? Don't some people do that? They just do sleeping streams and then I don't know how that works. Excuse me. A sleep tuber. I've seen people do streams where they ask for lurkers so that the money that they earn from the stream can be donated to charity, which in that case I do see it working. Hello Godfather, welcome in. Gonna lurk while doing Zen Zone Zero dailies. Have fun. I think one day I want to try getting back to Zen Zone Zero. Because we have one person in chat, one of my good friends, who keeps telling me to play Zen Zone Zero. And I believe that they do have decent taste. So I'm thinking maybe I should try it out or go back to it. And then one of my other friends now is also playing it, and they're like, I love the dialogue so much. I love how comic styled it is. It's very different from what we're used to. Like, no more like fantasy stuff, because I think the whole fantasy genre is kind of overdone. Do you like good jiggle physics? I'm like indifferent. If it's there, it's there. If it's not there, I'm not going to complain either. Like, even the cats aren't safe from good jiggle physics. I've seen Billy's jiggle physics and I love it, so... I mean... I'm down. Games like that are bad because you get addicted to loot boxes. I've played enough gacha games to be completely, like, uninterested in the loot box portion of gacha games, I think. Nowadays, I kind of just play gacha for the story, really. Arknights has changed me. Once you find a gacha with a good story, I wouldn't say that you no longer care for the loot box aspect of it, but it becomes a second thing. It's not your main, not the main reason for you to play the game anymore. Yeah, I play a lot of gacha games. And I've been addicted to the loot boxes before. My worst addiction was MapleStory. Like, I can't go back to it anymore because that's all MapleStory is. It's just loot boxes now. You log in and they change out the loot boxes so frequently. I think it's every 2 weeks. Yeah, every 2 weeks they switch out the loot boxes, and they always have like a big announcement whenever they do that, so it's kind of like in your face. And so I never want to go back. The events are kind of crap too, because they're all the same. It's just like grind out 250 monsters, and then you get currency to buy the same things as the previous event. So yeah, it's not great. Don't mind me if I disappear. Alright, Stixon. If you are gone, I just want to tell you, good night. Rest well. Question. Hi, Sniper. When Windows 10 will go bye-bye, what the fuck are we gonna do with Boys and Girls? A, switch to... Oh, what are we gonna do? Boys and Girls? A, switch to Linux? B, stay on Windows 10? C, switch to Windows 11? Did Microsoft fire 10k people so AI could code the OS for them? Really? They would rely on AI spaghetti code? I'm already on 11. I'm unfortunately already on Windows 11. There's actually not much difference between 10 and 11. It's all visuals. All of the systems work the same. The only thing I hate about Windows 10 and 11, they both have this issue for me, is the control panel. Because I hate the settings menu so much. I love the old control panel because you can actually get into like the nitty-gritty of the PC. Whereas settings just feels like a skin on top of it and it doesn't even do its job. There was also this other thing with sticky keys. Oh my god, sticky keys. You have to turn it off in the control panel in order for it to work. If you were to turn off sticky keys in the settings menu, it sometimes works, sometimes doesn't work. And the only way you can actually get it to work properly is to turn it off in the control panel. And I had to... This goes back to my MapleStory days because I played a class in MapleStory that required sticky keys, but I only needed sticky keys when I was in the game. So every time I logged out of the game, I would have to turn it back off, and it was the most annoying thing ever. Switch to Linux if you can. I'm not tech savvy enough to use Linux. I think that's the problem. Though I can learn, but I think there's a lot of loopholes that you have to go through in order to like install certain things. which I'm not I'm not the best at figuring things out. I'm not even going to talk about how bad both software and hardware are, the compatibility. Hardware compatibility, I've never had an issue with that yet. Software compatibility, I see it with Linux. Most applications are designed for Windows OS, right? Which is one of the reasons why I would never get myself a Mac either, because there's so many things that are incompatible, and I am a gamer and a lot of games are not compatible with Mac. Mac's also not a very good gaming PC. And it's not customizable. Like, imagine you want to switch out your graphics card. You can't really do that. Pop OS was good? What is that? Pop OS? Shout out to the event viewer and admin command center, the CMD, Windows DBG for helping me fix my computer. Yeah, I'm always there. Or I was. I think these days I have less issues with, excuse me, with Windows than before. I used to have a lot of connection issues with Windows, and I don't know why. It could be just a PC thing, like my old PC thing, or my adapter going wrong, going haywire. But I found myself always going into the CMD and like switching out my IP stuff. The network issues. Excuse me. Linux is not for the faint of heart. I don't like going back into like a terminal to do stuff for me. Even though I know there's a lot more you can do with it, I'd rather not. Look at my previous message. You were deemed to pin a message. Oh. Forever head patting until the end of a stream. Sorry, I don't have my headphones on. They're like kind of dead right now. Let's see. Where are you? Ice. Where the hell is Ice? Oh, I think I'm blind. Is it not showing up here? It might not be. Oh, here you are. I found you. I found you, but... But I can't pin the message? Oh god. Where is my mod when I need him? Guys, I might need you to type that in chat. I'm so sorry. Forever head patting until the end of the stream. That's a lot of head pats, by the way. Hi Nas, welcome in. I'm new here. Hopefully you're doing well and having a wonderful morning so far. No, I'm panicking and sweating. My... Ow! I'm panicking and sweating because my... Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Ice. Okay, here we go. Woohoo! We did it! We did it. Yeah, in order... Here is my dilemma. So that you guys know what I'm seeing right now. I'm on OBS. And I have multi-chat window that is open with both YouTube and Twitch chats here. But the problem with this window is that I can't do anything on it. I can't type in this chat. I can't pin anything in this chat. I can't time out or ban anyone, which is unfortunate. And so I have to go back to my stream manager, which when I have it minimized in the background, the chat doesn't show up. And if I were to bring it back up, it doesn't keep a history of the chat that you guys have typed in. And so I lose it. I do need more mods. Maybe eventually. We just got our first mod too. Where are the multiple chats coming from? From YouTube and from Twitch. Hi, Mr. Chong. Welcome in. And, or maybe I just need a bigger desktop, like an actual desk. An actual desktop, a physical desktop, so I can put more monitors around. Can't ban. Yeah, I actually can't. I can ban now because I now have the stream manager up. But just 2 seconds ago, I can't. Hello, Lucian. Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. I need to know what YouTube chat. Yeah, you guys aren't showing up on stream. That's another issue with that I have. Sometimes you guys do show up, sometimes you guys don't show up. What unit are you currently using? You guys are gonna hate me when I tell you. If it's okay to ask. Yeah, it's okay. Unit as in like my PC? Like my motherboard? Can stream on YouTube but turn the chat off, which would make things easier. Stream on YouTube, turn the chat off. If I were to turn the chat off, you guys wouldn't see any of the messages here. So if I were to talk to someone if I were to respond to someone on Twitch, you guys would be confused. Hello, just your average dog. Welcome in. Seems like every day I just find someone new on live stream. I think it's definitely a YouTube algorithm thing. They've definitely changed it. They've made it so that the videos and the live streams pushed to you are more catered towards your taste. So eventually you might start seeing a lot more videos with less views. And I think that could be a good thing because there's been quite a few YouTubers and videos that I've seen that are very, very good videos, but they're a little bit underviewed. Thanks for the follow, Rob. Hello, Offpill. Welcome in. Good evening. Yeah, if that's okay. Okay, so you guys would hate if I told you this. Are you sure you wanna know what kind of PC I have? Okay, before I tell you, I just want to say that the reason why I have this PC, the one that I'm using right now, is because it was on sale. And it was during the time when the 3080 was really expensive due to mining. It was like, what, in like the $3,000, $4,000 price? But I got a 3080 in a built-in, like a pre-built PC. Okay? Thought you know what PC I have. And it was, I'm just gonna have to say, it was $1,700. Sorry, 1.7K, $1,700 Canadian. Okay, which is, no, I was not crypto mining. Other people were, which jacked up the price for the 3080 at the time. Right, it was 1.K, which is half the price of the 3080. Can you even see YouTube chat? I can see it, but you guys can't see it. And okay, I'll just tell you guys. I have an Alienware. I have an Alienware. But it's working. It's working good. The airflow is kind of ass, but it's as long it is working the how I want it to, then it's fine. Yes, sometimes we just gotta make do. It's a good brand. I don't know about that one. There's a lot of issues with the case. There's a lot of issues with the customizability of all the parts in the PC. It's very difficult to switch things out. And I think it's double as bad because I have long hair cats. And somehow their fur always gets into my case, into my PC. So every so often I have to open it up and do a little bit of vacuuming and cleaning up. But it's okay. It's fine. I shall now lurk while editing. Have a good lurk, Dom. Try Alt for better performance. No! That's not how it works. Anyways, I have to blow my nose. That took a lot out of me. Will we be able to see the cats? Eventually. That's one of my plans for the future. Because right now I share a study with another person, one of my housemates, and this space is technically not mine. I kind of like moved in here. It's not really my place, so a lot of the things around me are not mine. Like the only things I'd say, I have like one shelf to myself and a lot of the other cat stuff around here. But so my plan is to have like some sort of cat cam on stream. But in order to do so, I need my own space because I don't want other people's stuff to get into view, into the camera, because at the same time it's like a private thing, right? So eventually when the cats have their own little room with me, then you guys will be able to see the cats on stream. But the cats are on, I do have a Discord, and the cats are in the pets channel, and sometimes occasionally I post cat photos in on my Twitter. They're very pretty cats. They're both ragdolls. You sound very attractive, Miss Dreamy. Just gotta pull that out for the record. Thank you. Just your average dog. No worries, Ark. We all experience that. Which part? The cat part? You need to clean the PSU frequently because it might be a fire hazard. Yeah, I think so too. A lot of the fur gets under the PC actually, because there's this weird area under it. I'm getting an Alienware ad. Oh no, they're listening. Yeah, there's like a strange, I guess it's to leverage, like the case, how do I say it? Like there's a small elevation for the PC, so there's like an empty space under it, and a lot of fur tends to go under there. So it sucks. What would be more benefits, dogs or cats beneficial? If you want to get a pet for the first time and you want less responsibilities, I do recommend cats over dogs, because I've had both before. I had 2 dogs in my life and I had 2 cats in my life, and I do want to tell you that the reason why dogs require a lot more responsibility is because they're more of companion animals, and they also require you to walk them. So like that's another thing you have to consider, is making time in your day to bring your dog out to do their potty business or whatever. Yeah, cats are more chill. Except for my cats. My cats are not chill for some reason. But most cats I found are pretty chill and pretty independent. I could have gotten a really how do I say it? a different experience than a lot of other dog owners because I had a border collie, and border collies they get very stressed when they don't get their exercise. And so we had to take our dog out on a walk for 4 hours a day. And we lived in a small condo. So it was a lot of walking. It was a lot of time out of our day for the dog. Then when the dog came back, like we built up this habit where he would just run to the shower room and we would wash his paws. And we would have to blow dry them because you don't want him to have like moldy paws. So that's like a lot of time out of your day to take care of a dog. Plus it feels bad every time they come up to you and they give you these puppy eyes and they're like, oh, want to play with me? Please play with me. And then you have to sit in your computer because you're doing work and you're like, oh, sorry, I can't. Whereas cats don't really do that as much, except for like my cats are different. For some reason, my cats really want my attention like 24/7 hours of the day. I can't provide them that, but now they have each other. The reason why I have 2 cats now is because I want them to keep each other company rather than rely on me. Yeah, they're mostly independent. Hello, Yua. Welcome in. It's nice to see you here. I saw you yesterday, too. I walk, wash, play with my dogs once a week. If you live in a small space and you have a big dog, be prepared to walk your dog almost every day. Careful, they might be planning something. I just know it. Yeah, oh my god. There was this one day where I was sleeping and I felt something really heavy on my chest. And mind you, my cat is like 20 pounds. He's big. He's a really big cat. He's not fat. He's just big boned, right? And then I wake up. He's literally sitting on my chest, staring at me. Like looking down, staring at me while I'm sleeping. And I'm like, oh, are you okay? Yeah, he's a really big cat. So ragdolls, they're normally supposed to be very big cats, but all of my friends who do have ragdolls, every time they see my cat, they're like, "Man, your cat's like massive. He's big. I didn't expect him to be this big." Puppies are more painful. Had to manually feed them because mother will run away after they grow teeth. Oh. Ah. I didn't know that. When I had my puppy, he was like maybe the size of 2 of my hands. But we ended up just giving him like wet food and stuff because his teeth weren't grown in yet. Do you know if I use Control F4 for this new emoji? This one? No. No. You can't trick me. Hello, Ventus. Hola. Rhythmic tapping, heartbeat, warm, soft pillow. Cats will go crazy. Uh-huh. They purr very loud too. It's a bit like therapy. Every time I need a break from my life, from stress, I go up to one of my cats and I shove them in my face. Or more like I shove my face into them. And then they start purring like engines. I don't know, it's a nice feeling. Hi, how are you? I'm new. I'm good. I'm a little tired. I got 5 hours of sleep last night because I was up drawing. Then I woke up and started streaming. So here I am. I do have my tea though. Did you know I learned something really interesting about tea? In case you guys want to know too, because I wouldn't say it's detrimental, right? But if you guys are kind of scared of having too much, like consuming too much microplastics, tea bags actually are sprayed with a bit of plastic in order to keep it together. And every time you pour like hot water in it, there's a chance for it to like melt a bit. So you do get microplastics from tea bags. I didn't know that. So now I'm, after I finish all of my tea bags, I might just get myself like loose tea rather than rely on, It is a little bit more work because you have to get the filter. Get the metal filter. You don't? No, you don't eat the bag. No, no, no. I don't know if people already mentioned this arc. You truly have a calming and soothing voice, which is lovely. Oh, I'm glad you like it. I was told that. I didn't realize I had that kind of impact on other, or my voice had that impact on other people because I don't really listen to myself. I guess I was kind of, I don't know if you guys ever experienced this, but whenever you listen to your own voice and you start cringing, like that was me for a long time. That was me for a very long time. I guess until recently when I started streaming last year, that people were telling me that my voice is nice, and I'm like, I didn't know that. Tea bags, I keep tea leaves in a container. That's better. That's what I'm trying to allude to, like the loose tea in the tins, or it could be in a paper bag depending on the company that you buy it from. But it is better than having a tea bag. Ark unaware of how good she is. I'm good. Yay! Everybody hears their own voice because, or hates their own voice because we hear it differently. I was looking into why we hate our own voices. Apparently there's a lot more bass in your voice when you're, in your head. There's a lot more like bass echoing around your head when you talk, versus actually hearing it. There's not, like, there's a lack of bass. So apparently that's a thing. I didn't know that. And then I feel like once you start streaming and once you start doing more singing and recording and all that kind of stuff, you have to get used to listening to your own voice because that's the only way you can edit. And so now I'm okay with it. Like, I don't hate it anymore, which is fine. I sound so good in my mind. My god, I sound like a pipsqueak. That's how I feel too. I'm like, I'm pretty sure my voice isn't that high, right? But it is. Because I sound a lot lower in my head. Hi, Aru. Good morning? Bro is awake. So early in the morning. By the way, Aru released a new cover. You guys should listen to it. It's the opposite for me. I hear my voice good, but so bad in recordings. Yeah. I feel that too. Which is why sometimes when I do record stuff, I do multiple takes, because I'm like, that's not how I sound like, right? That's not my voice. What word is spelled incorrectly in every single dictionary? The word incorrectly. Did I get that right? You're on the lower side. Yeah, I think compared to a lot of other streamers, I am on the lower side. I think. Though most of the streamers I watch have a much deeper voice than me. I think there's only one other person that I like to listen to who has a higher voice. Yeah, there's probably only one other person who I've collabed with. Who have you seen around? I write lines for my mind voice, and when I read them I go, well, it is what it is. Yep. It is what it is. Okay, so this has been a secret I've been keeping. Hello, Jonkler. Jonkler is me. Hi. So here's my secret, guys. I've been doing a lot more voice work lately, and recently I'm like, maybe I should try voicing something. So I'm not going to go into the specifics, but I did pass some auditions for, I wouldn't really necessarily call it voice acting, but it's on the same level of it. And so I've been doing some work on that. It's pretty interesting so far. Anyways, that was my very vague announcement. Yeah, I have been practicing. Do you think what will you say before speaking? I do. It's like writing a script. I did before. And I think I still do now. Only because I'm naturally an introvert. I think it's an introversion thing. But who knows? All the introverts in chat, do you guys do that? Do you think before? Like, you think before speaking, is that what you're saying? I think before speaking, yeah. Oh, I feel my stomach rumbling. Anyway. It's the reason why I hate phone calls. Me too! So this is what I started doing when I was working in tech support, was that I had a Excel sheet of all the different answers that I would give to people every time they say something. Like, I would make a list, right? So that I would be prepared whenever they asked me a question. I could just go through my Excel sheet and be like, this is the answer that I have to give them because I've already written it down. But it really did help. And eventually, it just came naturally because I already knew what I was going to say. But when I first started, that was how I started developing, or like pushing myself into the role. You were driving a bus. When you begin your route, there's an old woman named Mrs. Smith and a young boy named Raymond. You're both on a bus. At the first stop, the old woman leaves and a salesman named Ed. You have to finish that story. You can't just write that down and blue ball me. What happened to Ed? Phone calls are my least favorite form of communication. They always gave me anxiety before, back in the day. And then, so the other thing that really helped me as well, you know, outside of the Excel sheet and whatnot, because you can't really do that in just regular phone calls, is to just think that the other person on the other side of the phone is probably experiencing the exact same thing as you, because this is not a rare thing. I feel like a lot of people have phone anxiety. So imagine the other person on the other end of the line also has phone anxiety. And then it becomes a lot easier because you can just be like, they're like me for real, for real. And if you're both struggling to talk, if you're both nervous, then it makes things a little easier. Phone calls would be easier if it was a person I know. What I hate too is talking to people when I can't see their faces. Sorry, give me 1 sec. I have to blow my nose again. Okay. Because you don't know what they're thinking, and sometimes the tone of their voice doesn't really convey their emotions. And that freaks me out. Which is why I do a lot better in face-to-face interviews or face-to-face discussions rather than like on a phone with the camera off, or like on a phone or, you know, online with the camera off. Because of course there is no camera on a phone call. 1 sec. Ooh, I had to give some online interviews where I couldn't see them. That was bad. The worst thing about it isn't even the emotion, I don't think, but it's cutting people off because you don't know when they're done talking. Usually when someone's done talking, you can see it on their face. But with a phone call, it's like, are you going to keep talking or are you not going to keep talking? Is it okay if I talk over you now? Like, is it okay if I interject? IRL talking is better than phone call because you can't see their facial. Wait, what do you mean by IRL talking is better because you can't see? You can see. You can see their facial expression, yeah. So it's hard. Hello, Critical. Welcome in. Okay, hold on. Mr. Chung, what's the next part of the story? Next, a woman with a bird in a cage gets on the bus. What is the name of the bus driver? It's you. It's your name. It's because you're the one driving it, right? Did I get that right too? Thank you for the follow, Manga Dad. Facial expression gives reassurance. I'm gonna be real with you guys, but I think that this is like, maybe perhaps this is me like mini flexing, but I think I do pretty good with like visual presentation of myself. And because of that, I feel like I have an advantage over other people when I meet them face to face. But when I, like on a phone or anything, it's a lot more difficult. I feel like I can't give people that first impression. Because that's what I rely on a lot when it comes to interviews, is making that first good impression. And that's normally, like after I do that, I'm like, okay, I can be pretty confident with the rest of the interview. But with the phone call, you don't have that physical first impression anymore. So that sucks. I have the high ground. Yeah, exactly. What does the ... mean? Did I get the answer right? You started off the story with, you were driving a bus. So I'm going to assume that the bus driver's name is you. Whoever, either me or you. I was really nervous during my interview, but this interviewer is so amiable and amicable that gives me reassurance. I thank you for giving me confidence. My favorite type of interviewers are the ones that are very like sunny and bubbly. A lot of recruiters are like that. The ones that I've talked to, a lot of people in HR, mostly women I find, are really energetic and really bubbly, and they really make my day, so it kind of lowers all of my anxiety and nervousness when I talk to them. And that's usually how I pass my first interviews, is because I think we both kind of fit under the same bubble when it comes to personalities, because I have some sort of like, I do have a very fake personality when it comes to interviews, where I can pretend to be a very happy, positive person and match with the recruiter. But when it comes to like the second interviews and stuff, it gets a little bit harder, because I'm usually faced, so I was in the tech field, and I guess it's a major stereotype here, but like this is what it is for most cases, where the interviewer is usually a very like stoic old man. And I can't relate. I can't relate to them. I don't know what type of personality or what type of like feeling I should be giving them. So that's when I start falling off, because I start getting nervous. And when someone is, you know, having like a deep booming voice and they look very like serious, I don't I can't be myself. I just freak out. So yeah, that is how it is for me. So I've kind of just given up. Let me wait maybe a few more months before I go back to job searching. I might just leave out of embarrassment. It's scary. It's scary. She eats memory disks after all. I do. I consume them. Yum 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 yum. I have the memory. You guys are my memory. It's just been a running joke that I have terrible memory. Something about me having dementia or something. I don't, by the way. And so I rely on on you guys here in chat to refresh my memory ever so often, because I forget things that I've said. There's been times when I'm playing a game and I don't remember if I've done something or not. So there we have it. Now it's part of my lore. This is me now. This is my brand. Yeah, you can be intimidated by them easily, but just be yourself and show a positive attitude. I try my best. Hi Tris, welcome in. So I know a lot of people would prefer. I'm essentially, I pretend to be the personality hire until it becomes not, until I decide to quit. So that is me. And if they don't want that type of personality, and that's where I struggle a little bit. It's kind of hard too, because I used to work in the support and customer facing positions, but after changing up my role, I work in a more like independent field where I don't have to talk to as many people, and because of that, I don't think they really care about my personality as much as if I were to work with clients. We have another story. If the vice president were to die, who is supposed to be the president? The president, because he's still alive. Yeah, what Nas said. Another one. Okay, I need to blow my nose again. This is gonna become a very common thing this morning because my allergies are terrible. I cook at the pizzas. That was my only job. God, I am unemployed. Same, Dom. Except I didn't cook pizzas. I was in, I was working as a technical writer, a documentation specialist. I love white roses. I'm told, why is it weird? I don't think it's a weird choice, Yua. I like white roses. Thank you for the follow, GTA noobs. Sorry, just checking the notifications just in case I missed anything, because that seems to be a very common occurrence. I didn't miss anything. We're all good. You have the sniffles. I have allergies. I have really bad morning allergies. I actually think it's the dust and not the pollen. Or it's a combination of dust and dry air. Because yesterday, my allergies were perfectly subsided. Like they were not here. I didn't feel any sniffles. I wasn't feeling any of the phlegm. I wasn't coughing. Because it was raining, I think. And that helped with the dry air. We had moist air. Whereas today, it's like bright and sunny again, and my allergies are back. So yeah, I do think it's a combination of probably the dry air and dust. People say white roses feels like something you'd see at a funeral. Really? I do kind of see where they're coming from though, because white flowers, lilies especially, are supposed to signify death, right? But roses? I don't know. I like white flowers myself. I'm new to this channel. If it's alright to ask, what's the lore of your avatar? I'm actually a dragon. I'm a space dragon. My hood kind of acts like a helmet. I don't know if you can tell. And my outfit's like an astronaut's. And I have a cape tail. My cape looks like a tail. I also have dragon feet. And I stole something from the moon deity. Now they're after me, so I'm hiding on Earth amongst the humans, and that's why I kind of look human. I can't get rid of the ears though. Yeah, too much nebula gas, that's what's happening. Do you play games? I've been playing Terraria. I play Stardew Valley. I've been playing Project Moon games, Limbus Company, and Library of Ruina. I think it's those four that I'm most focused on. I did play Helldivers for a bit, and I still enjoy the game, but I get really bad motion sickness from it. So yeah, here I am. Yeah, the best place to hide, being the spotlight content creation, where I stream to an audience every single day. It's cool and cute, kind of like a celestial dragon, kind of, yeah. Like a modern one, a more techie one, if that makes sense. Tuning in for the first time, had to say I really like your model. Thank you, Arna Blade. I actually drew it and rigged it myself. I probably mentioned this story several times, but I know we have a lot of new people here recently. I have a lot of friends in content creation. One of my friends were in here earlier. Where'd he go? But a lot of them convinced me to go into content creation. And then I think the camel, or not the camel, the hay that broke the camel's straw was when I was talking to my managers at work. And he was like, have you ever tried streaming? And so I told him that I had juggled the idea of it, and he really, really convinced me to. So here I am. And yeah, I did this all by myself. Not the background though. The background is by Menghua Studios. But I was like, I don't know if I can afford a model, and I am an artist myself. So I decided to do everything and learn Live 2D within a week, and then here I am. I was really nervous though. I think my first streams were terrible. I am my own parent. I birthed myself like a worm. Have you guys seen like worms impregnating themselves? It's really gross. There was this one specific worm that I saw. I'm not sure what the name of it is anymore, but it has a little stinger that pokes out, and then it turns into like Ouroboros, and then it just like pokes itself. Sorry, I shouldn't talk about gross things. They're hermaphrodites? How do I pronounce that word? Hermaphrodites? They do that. That's interesting. Thank you for the follow, Parasi. What's your opinion about AI art? I don't like it. Like, I am not against AI. In fact, my old job required us to use AI in a way where, because I was a technical writer, we had to quickly bring up information in our database. And the best way to do that was through AI. Like, a lot of things use AI, but with generative AI without like copyright consent, it's essentially stealing to me. So that's the reason why I don't like it. Like, if AI was kind of like fungi in a way where it can think for itself and pull out ideas by itself, then I think it would be cool. I think in that case, AI art would be cool if it was like that, but it's not, because it's fed off stolen work. But the concept of AI is pretty cool. I saw a YouTube short documentary about fig wasps. It went from 0 to 100 fig wasps. Like, what is that? I'm gonna have to Google this. You've piqued my interest. Fig wasp. Are there dead wasps in figs? Do figs have... Huh? Oh, it lays eggs in it. And in that case, it pollinates the figs. Do we eat the eggs then? Like, do every single fig have eggs in them? Oh, never mind. It says around 90% of us growing fig trees at home will never have a wasp in them. Okay, that's fine. There are larvae. I don't like the thought of that. I really like figs though. I do love figs. I have a lot of dried figs that I put in soup. It's the infant wasps. I have the tiny ones. I have the tiny figs, the dried figs, and it makes my soup taste a little sweeter, so I like to dump a few inside. Now I'm kind of paranoid. Now I'm a little bit paranoid. Who's your favorite sinner? Gregor? I'd say Gregor. Those who don't know Limbus Company, Gregor is a character in Limbus Company, and he's my favorite just because he's just so relatable. Like every time there is a situation that escalates, like there's a fight going on, he's just there to be like, guys, I think we should you know, chill the fuck down. And I think that's me. Yeah, that's me in a way. Hong Lu will become favorite after Canto 8. It's so peak. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. Like, I do love all of the characters. I don't think there's a single character that I don't like. So that was a very hard choice when I say that Gregor is my favorite, but all of the characters in Limbus Company are peak. They're all very different in their own ways. It's hard to dislike someone because they're very human. The way that the characters are written out, their designs, like their personalities, I'm not speaking about the visual presentation of the characters, but like their dialogue and everything is very unique for every single character. So it's hard to hate them because they're so well written and they're very human. My favorite human, Ryoshu. You say that as if the rest of the sinners aren't humans. Manager Esquire, how dare thee not select Don Quixote, the champion of justice? That's something that Dawn would say for sure. It sounds like her. One sec. Better than finding black widows. Oh, have you found black widows in your grapes before? Those guys are poisonous, right? Like very, very venomous. I think black widows look really cool. Like the look of black widows are really freaking cool, but I don't want to have one anywhere near me. You know what's even worse? When the black widows start laying their eggs. I saw one post. I don't know if it was a video, I don't remember it. It was a while ago, a few years back, where a lady was talking about how she trapped a black widow to like show her daughter and teach her daughter about like, you know, life and stuff. Yeah, you know how you like catch bugs, right? And keep them as pets. So she did that with a black widow, but it was pregnant. She didn't realize it was pregnant. And then it started laying eggs. So that's a nightmare I never want to experience. Because she ended up having little tiny black widow babies all over the house. It was probably a post on Reddit or something. Have you ever seen me and Don Quixote in the same room? Wait, you're right, Yua. I haven't. Is that you? Don Quixote, is that you? They are, but mostly children and old people. Wait, what is? Mostly children and old people. Like catching spiders? Sorry, I'm a little bit behind when it comes to chat. My local grocery store had to take them down because they were laying eggs in the grapes. Oh, no thank you. I haven't seen a black widow myself, and I'm kind of glad I live in the northern hemispheres where there are less bugs, less spiders. But I can't imagine living in a place like Australia or yeah, Australia where you get like huntsman spiders. I guess even in Asia where I used to live, we did get like salamanders and we did get a lot more bugs. Cockroaches, we got a lot more cockroaches for sure. But that's, I guess, one benefit of living in Canada. One benefit of living higher up on Earth. Yeah, and Florida with its giant lizards. Everything strange happens in Florida. The hurricane and tornado parties in the garages, strange. Very strange people, very strange place to live in. I've heard the stories. Y'all ever seen a spider make a web across 2 trees, like 10 feet apart? Yes? That's a really big web. I haven't, maybe in pictures, maybe. But no, not in real life. Oh. I'm gonna have to mute again. I don't like this. Excuse me. Oh. Like orb weavers. I heard orb weaver spiders are great for your gardens because they kill everything. And they don't kill you, so that's one benefit. Kill everything besides you. They eat burbs? Okay, never mind. Thank you for the follow, Jimpix and Arnablade. I don't like them anymore. Will I become Spider-Man if I go to Australia? That's not how it works, Dixon. You can try. You can try going there and seeing for yourself, but no. If you do become Spider-Man, if you go to Australia, probably like the entire population of Australia is Spider-Man. The entire continent of Australia and country of Australia is the Spider-Verse. Hi, Netsuki. Ah, I have returned. Welcome back. Welcome back. You guys want to hear a really scary fact? This hasn't gone out of my brain for years. And it still haunts me. But like deers and moose and those nice looking creatures in Bambi, right? They eat birds and squirrels and small rodents. I was watching a video of a deer eating, I forgot what it was, a bird? But apparently they do that because they need the iron from his blood or something. And I'm like, that's kind of nasty. Isn't it? Yeah, you would think that they're herbivores. They're not. Hi, Ube. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. I feel lucky living in warm weather area far away from exotic and lethal creatures. Lethal, yeah. Exotic? Exotic can be good. Lethal, I'm not sure. Exotic and lethal? Oh, no. Though, I can argue that huntsman spiders don't really kill you, right? In a way, they are kind of exotic. They're exotic because they don't live in our countries. Or the country that I live in. So they're exotic to me. But if you were to live in Australia, you can't really call it exotic anymore. Some will become Venom if they go to Australia. So it's not Spider-Man that they become, it's Venom. So there is a chance, you're saying that there is a chance of you becoming Venom if you take a step into Australia. I was gonna say take a foot, that doesn't make sense. I need to drink some tea. Coolest exotic animal? I don't know, because there's a lot of animals that are really cool. I actually find that, okay, so this animal isn't really necessarily exotic, but I think dolphins are really cool. I think dolphins are cool because they are very smart animals. They're kind of like humans. They're also like mammals, but they live in the water. And I know they're assholes sometimes as well, but like I feel like that's just the nature of all animals and creatures in general. So I would say dolphins is probably high up there on the list for me. I don't know if I can say that they're they're the coolest on my list, because I don't know if there is an animal I can put on the top, but I do find that dolphins are really freaking cool. Dolphins are crazy. Yeah, that's what I heard. They're kind of like humans, right? They're like people. I don't think sharks are smart enough to be evil. I do find that evilness and being assholes does come with intelligence. Though I hate to say it, but I feel like you need to have a level of intelligence in order to be an asshole. Yeah, they do play dead baby seals. They use pufferfish like a drug. But I think the reason why they are assholes is because they're smart enough to have that type of personality. Evil needs sentience, yeah. Do you have any daily wisdom to share with us, Ark? Some real philosophical stuff? I wouldn't really say philosophical, because that's not my thing. I'm not a very philosophical person, but I have been learning about the human body. Like biology, people. So here's a daily fact from me. Tea and coffee, I guess the more natural the tea is, the more potent this is, but there's something inside tea and coffee called polyphenols, I think is what it's called. I may be wrong. Let me Google this just to make sure so I'm not talking out of my ass. Polyphenols. There we go. And apparently it kills cancer cells. So that's cool. No, misinform us. So I'm not here saying like you should be drinking like 5 cups of tea a day or like 5 cups of coffee a day, because the caffeine is like an excess of caffeine or anything, an excess of anything is not great for you. But I guess having a cup every day is probably beneficial for your health. One thing it's weird for me that called exotic animals, you don't call it rare, mythical, or legendary like in Pokemon. Right? It should be like Pokemon. All of the underwater creatures in the very deep parts of the ocean, they should be deemed as legendary, right? Because we never see them. What would be mythical? What's a mythical animal? Rare is probably like something that you see somewhat often, but not that often, like a cardinal or a blue jay or something. Mythical, maybe like a wolf, because you know they're there, but you don't really see them. But legendary is for sure like the ocean deeps. The unicorns. Giant squids, mythical? Ooh. Wait, you're right, yeah, giant squid. Maybe wolves would still be rare. Capybaras are common. They're pretty common. What type of games do you like to play, Ark, if it's okay to ask? I like playing strategy games. I like playing games where I have to use my brain and think a little bit. I try to avoid any games that are more on, you know, the action combat type of gameplay, just because after playing an hour of those types of games, I feel dead. I feel like a zombie inside, and I feel like I haven't done anything productive. So I do like games that makes me work my brain a little bit more. This is what I've realized only recently, though. Dire wolves are being... yeah, that's what I heard. Another thing I heard is that they're not necessarily, like, they're not real dire wolves, but they're just modifying the genocode to make them look like dire wolves. So they're not taken from the actual... Like, the genes aren't taken from an actual dire wolf and, like, you know... They're bringing them back in that way. Or they're trying to make something that looks similar. If you love me, you let me go. What was that song called again? That was a good song. Thank you for the stretch and hydrate, Moogie. Oh, yay! Oh, my back! The Dollar Tree direwolves. Don't tell them that. You'll hurt their feelings. Ah. I love water. Thanks for the head pats. They're doing the same with woolly mammoths, which is a bad idea because you'll have drunk Russians of four-wheelers pretending to be cavemen in like... You're telling me that there's... I mean, aren't there already people who are pretending to be cavemen in the modern day, in this age? I feel like we're kind of reverse evolutionizing in a way. I think a lot of people are, I wouldn't say banking on, they're like, they want to go back to the old ways of living. So I don't think it's a very good idea because there's a reason why we have technological advances, but a lot of people, I guess they miss it or they romanticize the old times. And so we do have people going back to cavemen now. Why do they hate technology? Just people don't like change in general. They don't want to adapt to it, which is understandable. It does take time to learn. It takes time to learn, and it takes time to get used to. And sometimes when you're really stubborn, you don't want to get used to it. Like my grandma, for instance. Hey, Ark, how do I use the microwave? You just press these buttons. Can you number them for me? Can put stickers on them? Okay. Hi, Mika. It's nice to see you here. Hello, hello. Look, guys, this is my Oshi. Sorry for putting you on the spotlight. Hi, Cappy. Hi, Slayer. I will romanticize talking to someone in a supermarket. You know, that feeling is kind of nice, though. It's so much... I feel like it's so much... like, you're missing a sense of humanity when you start meeting people on apps, applications, on the internet, through even like stuff like games. Because there's a sense of like human connection when you're meeting someone face to face and you're talking to them for the first time, right? And it could be because you don't really get to see them. So what a lot of my friends have been doing is that they've been going to community clubs, sports, like taking part in sports, other events like that, just to go back. When I say go back, I mean like not rely on technology as much. It's a good feeling to have. How is it going, everyone? I'm tired, Cappy. I had 5 hours of sleep last night. Yeah, physical connections are important. I do recommend seeing your friends every so often face to face, like your internet friends as well. That's like the one thing I have to work on because I have a lot of friends that I see on the internet, on Discord or in games, but I don't really meet up with them. And then eventually it feels like I've lost a connection with them. So please meet up with your friends. Funny story, actually. I've told this story before, but like very early in streaming, like sometime last year when I first started streaming. But I had a friend who I've known for 8 years, right? I've known this guy for 8 years, but the thing is, I've never heard him speak. Like, we would join a voice call, and this guy would be muted the entire time, but he would type in chat. So I actually got to meet him for the first time, like, I think last year or 2 years ago. I guess I've known this guy for like 10 years now, but at that time it was 8 years when I first met him. But it's kind of cool putting a voice and a face to someone I've known for so long. It's a pretty funny story, I think. It's very easy to replace social interaction with interacting with people who have the same interests or beliefs. I need to meet weirdos. Spice of life. You say that now until every single person you meet is a weirdo, and then you start wanting to meet someone who is very normal. The thing I find most defeating is the people that are torn up about robots potentially succeeding humans. Not referring to AI, but the idea that we wouldn't be proud of leaving behind a legacy of another species is beyond me. Am I not? I don't think you're wrong for thinking that, no. Robots potentially succeeding humans, I don't think that's ever going to happen. I think people romanticize the idea of it, but when it actually does happen, I think everybody's going to start rioting. Because we're already seeing that, right? Like, I know you're not referring to AI specifically, but we are seeing robots taking over jobs in factories. I wouldn't really call them AI. Machines taking over human jobs. And I guess now, to this day, or in our current moment, we are going through a recession. Machines are tools and should be treated as one. If we keep them remained as assistants, then it is fine. Yeah, I think so too. We don't want them to replace us, but they do make our lives a lot easier. I don't think it'll happen, but it's interesting to think about. Have you thought about the idea of replacing human parts with robotic parts? Because that's a thing too that people love doing. Like was it like the old CEO of Google? Biotech? Yeah, like biotech, where he replaced, I wouldn't really say replace, he enhanced parts of his body, his brain, with machines. Like it was actually stuck to his head. And the reason why I know about this is because he made the news where he went to McDonald's and the employees got scared that he was like a terrorist or something, and they tried to remove it from him, but it was like stuck to him. Robo-wife stories have not indoctrinated many. The thing is that the robot fetish is still very new. There's not a lot of robot fuckers out there, just saying. Not yet, anyway. You never know. Like, we have people asking Elon Musk for cat girls already, so... It's trying to take over. A lack of robots is a reason for it. We don't have good robotic humans. And they're all very on the uncanny valley side of things. Have you guys seen those robots in hospitals? Like the robotic assistants? They try to make them as human as possible to help the elderly and whatnot, but it just makes them look creepier. Like, I don't like the fact that they are doing this. I think we're going back to making robots look like robots, which is a good thing. Like, back then with prosthetics, limb prosthetics, we tried to make the silicone around the robotic part look like skin, right? And make the, say if you have a hand, a prosthetic hand, it makes the hand look more closely resemblant to a hand. But these days, I think more people are going for that actual robotic look because it's not as creepy looking. And I kind of agree, like I don't like the look of things that try to look human. Oh, another cool fact for the day, the reason why the uncanny valley is a thing, the reason why we're so scared of it is because things that look human remind us of corpses and dead people. Like they're human, but they're not quite human. So it's not really anything supernatural related, but it's just the fact that they look like they're dead. Thanks for the stretch and hydrate, Duranu. Welcome in. I hope it's going well. It's going better than, well, it's going better now than before when I was half asleep and tired and, my allergies were really bad. But I did take my allergy pills and they're doing its thing now. I'm still a little bit phlegmy. You can probably hear it in my voice. I'm gonna blow my nose. I always thought it was to help us distinguish non-sapient species. Maybe, perhaps that could be one of the reasons. But I know for a fact that, like, the uncanny valley is because it's... Say, for example, something that could look human looks so closely related to us that we just identify them as, like, not alive. And whatever that killed them could kill us or something like that, which is what I've read. I don't know if it's correct or not. Bug fact. Ooh, new facts. Flies also grow panicked from seeing fellow fallen flies, to such an extent that it shortens their lifespan. Really? Like it scares them. See, I'm trying to grasp the idea that flies have feelings and emotions too. Or like not just flies, bugs, because the way that their nervous system is very different from humans. Right? So like how does their brain work? Isn't that interesting to think about? how do they know that they're going to die? As in, like, you take out a fly swatter, right? And this fly is in your face and you try to swat at it, but it dodges because it knows that it doesn't want to get hit. Like, how does that work? Because for us, for people and for humans and for creatures with a bigger brain, if I can call it that, we feel pain. And we know that if we get hit, it's gonna hurt, and that's why we try to move away. But I heard that insects don't feel pain, right? They don't feel pain, so how do they know that they should move away? A specific group of brain cells in the fly called R2 and R4 neurons are activated when flies encounter other dead flies, and that this increased activity leads to more rapid aging. Imagine if that happened to us, though. So in the case of like a zombie apocalypse and there's like a lot of dead people around us, is that also going to make us rapidly age? Science is strange. Life exists to survive. All prey has instincts to survive. All predators have instincts to hunt. So they're just living off instincts and they're not actually feeling anything. I probably have to look more into instincts. Like, I have an idea. Like, my I wouldn't really call it a thought process, but like the way I approach actions, like the actions that we do, it's based off learned experience and from how our body naturally behaves. Say, for example, pain. Like we act certain ways because we don't want to feel pain, right? Or we act certain ways because we want to feel good, right? So it's all like emotion based. But instincts are completely different from that. Like instincts aren't really fueled by emotions and like physical feelings either, like mental feelings and physical feelings. Like it's ingrained in the DNA. Imagine every human being don't feel pain. I think we would just, we would probably die as a species. Oh, we're burning building, let's run in. It would probably be like that. Because like the stuff that humans do is kind of, like the stuff that a lot of people do, even if we can feel pain, is already pretty stupid. Hi, Groove. Thank you for the raid. Hi, raiders. Welcome in. I don't have my mod here to give a shout out. No! Here we go. I'll give you a shout out. I hope you guys had a good stream. I can't see anything. Oh, we're playing Repo! That seems like to be the game of the year right now. Everybody's playing Repo. And it looks like it's really fun. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me switch over to this. Oh, where's the chat? There we go. One day, maybe I'll try playing Repo. Not on stream, though. I don't think I can stream Repo. I'd freak out. It's one of those games where I'd probably freak out way too much. I get overwhelmed too easily. I'd rather watch it. Or, like, try it out before attempting anything on stream. Fighting game players failing to block the same poke 20 times is like someone touching a hot stove over and over. That's a really nice comparison, because I think so too. But you know what they say, right? Actually, what was the saying? Misery brings pleasure or something like that. It's probably not it. But I do think that a lot of people do get addicted to pain. Also the reason why sometimes when you feel depressed or you feel sad about something, you feel a lot of negative emotions, you start spiraling deeper because it makes you feel something. Like you like the feeling of feeling something. And then you just keep doing it and making it worse for yourself. Sea anemone. That's cool. Wait, Groove, you're a sea anemone? I completely missed that. That is pretty cool. Wait, I have to take a look at you. I'm gonna open up your Twitch. Oh, you're like... Ah, the ads. Oh, you're like it. Oh, you're like a squid thingy. I don't remember the names of it from Splatoon. Groove looks like one of those squid characters from Splatoon. They're really cute. That is pretty cool. You don't see a lot of sea anemones out there. That's what I call a mystic creature, a mystic animal, like what we were talking about earlier. Putting like which animals are considered legendary and which ones are considered mythical and which ones are rare. It is inspired by Splatoon. I was confused for a second because I was looking at one of your clips and you have like a slice of pizza on your head. I'm like, wait, that's not part of your model. The design of Harmony. Is that one of the characters of Splatoon? I'm not very... Like, I don't know my Splatoon lore enough. I only watch Splatoon streams. I find it fun when other people are enjoying games. The pizza anemone. No! The sea anemone. Sea anemone. Not pizza. I did have pizza the other day. It's been a while since I had pizza, and then I had it for the first time in a while. I kind of went a little bit overboard. Because, you know, usually when people order pizza, they just order cheese and pepperoni or like your Hawaiian pizza with pineapple and ham. By the way, pineapple on pizza is goated. I just want to say, it's really good. It's like having something salty with something sweet. Like that type of... And it adds a little bit of like acidity to the pizza, so I think it's really good. But anyways, I went overboard because I was looking at the Domino's menu and it had like the cheese crust. It had like the cheese, you know, like there's cheese inside the crust. It was a cheese-filled crust. So I was like, let me try that. And then I remembered that I haven't had white pizza in a long time. So like white pizza is essentially like chicken. There's no marinara or no tomato sauce on it and no pizza sauce on it. But it's pesto and cheese and usually it's chicken on it. That's why it's called a white pizza, because there's no red on it at all. So I was like, let me get that. But then we had people over. We had a lot of people over. So I ended up ordering that on top of like a lot of regular pizza. So okay, so the coupon that I had was like $8.99 for one item. But the pizza that I customized because I wanted to try everything turned out to be like more than double the price. Though I'd say it's worth it. It's kind of worth it. It was good. Would I get it again? Probably not. Not for that price. I can probably make it at home myself. Get some pizza dough. Get some chicken. Ah! Oh, almost spilled my tea. Wait, those aren't... Hold on. Where'd my sunglasses go? Wearing sunglasses at night? Oops, who could ever do that? Let me get it for you. It'll take a while because I was showing off all the different glasses I had from, I think her name is Misu Murasaki, who is the creator of all the glasses, and I was like, hey guys, look how cool all of these glasses are. And then I forgot to change the sunglasses back. So now you guys get like these funny looking diamond glasses. But where is it? Aha. Round. Thank you for the follow, Luigi Hunter. Welcome in. Good morning or good evening. Happy Saturday. I'm just looking for some glasses right now. But I have so many assets here that they're starting to become... Aha! Found it. There we go. There's a lot of even wackier glasses. There's like googly eyes as well, which I will never show you guys. I regret to even say it because I feel like now you guys would want the googly eyes. There's like scuba diver goggles. There's like cyberpunk rave goggles. There's a lot. You want no, you guys don't want the googly eyes. It's Saturday already, yeah. Or it's Sunday, depending on where you are in the world. Right? It is Saturday? I don't know, my days are merging together. It should be Saturday. According to my schedule, because today, on Saturdays, I'm supposed to be doing a Just Chatting or an art stream. I don't remember. I don't remember anything anymore. I will lurk as I must rest a bit before work, but I hope you have a cool stream. Thank you, Groove. Thanks for letting me take care of your community. Have a good rest. We have a week to do a test trial of sorts for certain redeems. No. No, we don't. I know what you guys want. I know exactly what you guys want. But whether or not I want it is totally different. It's completely different. Why wouldn't you show us the googly? They're not googly. They're not glasses per se. They're just googly eyes on me. They're too funky looking for me. Hood redeem when? That's a very good question, Sixten, because I really want to make a hood redeem. But I haven't had the chance to make enhancements and upgrades on my own model yet. I actually really wanted... So next month is supposed to be my first anniversary and also supposed to be my birthday. And I really, really wanted to bring another, like a model upgrade. Whether it's like a hood redeem or a different outfit. But I just never had the time because I'm working on so many stuff at once. But I do want to say, because I've said it, or just now, that it's going to come later down the line. So you guys will get something. You guys will get a hood redeem. I have done previews of another outfit I was working on stream one time before. So some of you guys may have seen it. Some of you guys may have not seen it. But it was like early in the days when I did have more time to do stuff. I'm just curious to see the mythical googly eyes. You know what? I haven't even seen it myself. Let's see. See if I can find it. We'll see one time only, and then you guys will have to forget all of this even exists. Okay? So let's take this off first. That is the... Okay, so you guys have to promise you guys will never talk about the googly eyes, not the guys, the googly eyes ever again if I have to show you, right? Yeah? You promise? No spamming chat? Got it? Promise? Okay. How does he even look like? Let's see. They look funky. They're pretty funny looking. Incredible. But the reason why I love this artist's work is because everything is like really well rigged and it attaches to your model really nicely. So like I myself, I was thinking of making my own. Thank you for the follow, Ryoki. I was thinking of making my own glasses, but because this artist has already made really good glasses, so I was like, you know what? Let me just get them from her. So charming. Thank you very much. Exquisite. That's it. That's all you guys are getting. No more. No more googlies. Where are my regular sunglasses? It's burned into my retinas. I took 10 screenshots. No! Okay, though honestly, if there is a way for me to keep it up for just 10 minutes, like make it automatic, and then have it go away after 10 minutes, I would totally add that as redeem. But I know for a fact that I am going to forget to turn it off if I were to make it like a temporary redeem thing. So I might end up having the googly eyes throughout the entire stream if someone were to redeem it. So I don't want that to happen. Thank you, though. It will now become legendary. You're welcome. I see a problem with that. I don't want to be associated to being a VTuber with googly eyes, you know what I mean? Like, if it's a temporary thing, I'll take it. I'll do it just for you guys. But I know for a fact that if it becomes a redeem, someone in chat is going to redeem it every single stream. Because we already have that happening. We have that happening with the glasses redeem already, where someone redeems the glasses redeem for like every single stream. Make it expensive. Here's the thing, that even no matter how expensive it is, you guys are gonna like come up with strategies to still make it a regular thing. Because when someone redeems a glasses redeem every day, it's not one specific person. It's like everybody in chat takes turns. So like on one day it could be one person, and on the second day it's another person. So like I've just become a VTuber with glasses. That's just me now. And the reason we haven't had glasses in a while is because I've probably taken all of the points, the channel points from all of you guys with the community challenge that I'm still working on. And congratulations again for those who contributed all of your points. I am working on that voice pack. We will have shifts between us to carry the entire stream. Yeah, that's why inflation is a thing. Like, I saw you guys complaining about the increase of channel points for a lot of the redeems, but it's something that I have to do because I refuse to get waterboarded with the stretch and hydrate. I don't want to do that. Otherwise, it'll be like in the beginning when all my stretch and hydrate redeems were at a lower price, and then by the end of the stream, I would have to run to the bathroom, or I would have to take bathroom breaks in the middle of the stream, and I'd rather just stay here. Like, I don't want to move from my chair when I am streaming. You can limit it to 1 per stream. The glasses redeem, essentially, if it gets toggled on, it's staying on for the whole stream anyway. Unless you're talking about the stretch and hydrate, but then for the stretch and hydrate, I may need multiple. I mean, it's okay to have multiple. Sometimes I forget to stretch and untrim myself when I'm playing like Helldivers or something. And my anxiety is over the roof. And I'm shrimping like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. So in those times, I probably need multiple. I would make alts just to extend the... Yeah, this is what I mean. People like Hellbore. People like you, Hellbore. Shake my head. Or rather than alts, someone would probably make a bot. Like every time the cooldown is done, the bot would automatically trigger again. That's happened one time. It's like you guys hate me or something. I'm kidding. Any redeem and be set per stream or given a cooldown. Yeah, we have stretch and hydrate 10-minute cooldowns. Like that's definitely something I needed. Depending on your setup, there should be a way to get it to auto remove. I've seen someone else do it like that. I think if I were to use Streambot, I may be able to remove it after a period of time, but I don't know how it works right now. Because Streambot's not very tech-friendly, I feel. That makes sense. Like, there's a lot of things you can do with it, but at the same time, there's a lot of setup. And my brain sometimes just doesn't want to learn. Sometimes I just look at something and I'm like, this is too overwhelming. Let me just skip it. Let me just go with something easier and just not have it in general. Why me only? We're all the same. You're right. You're just one entity. All of you guys are like this Sibylla system, like a hive mind. All your brains are merged into one body. One of my friends calls scoliosis shrimp disease. That's... No! People suffer a lot from scoliosis. I would not... Please don't call it shrimp disease. Unless like they have it themselves and they're okay with people calling you know, calling it shrimp disease around them. But like, please don't go up to someone and be like, oh, so you have shrimp disease? Never say that. I use Mix It Up and that can be a pain. Yeah, I use Mix It Up too. But I don't think there's an option like that on Mix It Up. Mix It Up is a little easier to set up, I think, in comparison to Streambot. You missed Googly Eyes Arc. Well, that's too bad. I think someone clipped it. I'm not sure. I didn't look at the clip. But I saw some clips flying in chat after that. The Twitch chat hive mind. Yeah, that's what it is. I have a phobia with deep waters and going cave diving. I have, like, I'm a little bit claustrophobic. I don't like heights. I don't like going at insane speeds. Which makes roller coasters a nightmare for me. Because you're going really high up and you're going at fast speeds and you're like strapped in a chair and you can't move. Like, I think rather than claustrophobic, I don't like not having control. I don't like feeling cramped in a space where I can't move. I think that's it. So it's like three things. It's three things in roller coasters that I don't like not being able to move, the heights and the speed. And it's, with the speed, it's not just, you know, having like air blown in my face, right? It's like actual speed. Like I remember being in a taxi once. It was like 3 a.m. in the morning and the taxi driver was going at almost like 200 kilometers per hour and I was freaking the hell out. That was when I realized how much I hate going at super fast speeds. I could never be Sonic. Could never be him. Check chat. Which one? If we're one collective hive mind that is united under one body, why not come up with a formal name besides our official fandom name? You guys have one, I just haven't released it yet. It is coming. Official fandom name. You guys have an official fandom name? Isn't the official fandom name gonna be the formal name? I'm impatient. One more month, Natsuki. One more. I wanted to release it a bit sooner, but I think it's more exciting to have everything released for the 1 year for my birthday, and that way I actually have something to show you guys. Else I wouldn't know what else to plan because I don't like donathons, I don't like doing subathons, I can't stream for past 3 hours because I get so exhausted. I thought I juggled the idea of having some sort of like subathon or donathon for next month, but I do realize that around the 3-hour point, I stop knowing how to talk. Like the words will just not come out of my mouth. So it will end up being like a very quiet stream where I just stare at you guys and you guys stare at me back. And that's not very interactive and it's not very streamer of me to do. So I don't think I can ever stream past the 3-hour mark. I don't know how some other people do it because I see people stream for 7 hours at a time sometimes. That's almost a whole day. It's crazy. Or like 12 hours, like those ones out there who are like super strong and stream for 12 hours. But that's a lot of saliva that you gotta have in your mouth. That's a lot of talking, a lot of very strong vocal cords that you gotta build up, and I don't have any of it. In Mix It Up, you might be able to do it with the wait command and have your channel points command execute the glass. Wait, there's a wait command? Oh, hold on. Okay. Maybe googly eyes can be a thing. Ooh. I have to take a look at that. I didn't know that was a thing. There's a wait action. Okay, I'll have to take a look at it afterwards. Because that was the one thing I wanted to use for the glasses redeem, but I was like, you know what? I'm okay with having glasses throughout the entire stream anyway. Or like the cat redeem, the cat girl redeem. Is there a difference with the names? I don't think so, Natsuki. Sogma? Sogma nuts. Sorry, had to be done, Stixon. A lot of hydrates. There's not a lot of hydrates now because of the 10-minute, which is nice. I thought it might have been Bite, like the Discord tag. No. No. I think Bite is just a cool name to have as a tag. Well, first of all, Discord tags can only be 4 letters long, which is why I had to choose something. And plus, you guys are my memory anyway, so I thought Bite would be very... It's almost the 3-hour mark right now, and the words are not coming to my head. Appropriate. That's the word. Bite is very appropriate. I'm trying to find a good pun for a group. Arc Association is the best I can think of. Oh, like a group name. You guys want a group name? I think the bites are pretty cool. And then maybe like we can do some sort of it's also really cool if Discord allows for this, but they don't, is like, you know, long-standing members of the community could be like Gigabyte, and then new members could be like Byte. And then after like 2 months of being here, you can go from Byte to Megabyte. I think that's a really neat idea, but I don't think there's an automated like role selection thing for that. Hello, Dungren. Lolf Dungren, hello. Welcome in. In the command editor, have it run your googly, then wait, then remove Google. Let me write that down. Let me write it down. Thank you, Duranu. You may have saved my life there. In the streaming sense. So it's just run, wait, then run. Okay. That's all I wrote. I'm pretty sure I should I will know and understand what that means when I go back to read it. Hello, Tetsuzan, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Arc me? Arc me is interesting. Though I don't know if I want to be associated with the word army. Just because of like BTS and K-pop. Oh, have you guys seen the new K-pop the K-pop movie? It's not out yet. I think it's out on June. No, May 25th? Or June 20th? Or I don't remember, but it was sometime soon. But I was like on the borders of like cringing and thinking it was cool at the same time. It was called K-pop Demon Hunters. But I do suggest watching the trailer because the animation is freaking sick. But the concept and the idea of it is like, it made me question it a little bit, just a little bit. It's really interesting because we never really have much like K-pop themed-esque movies made in the West. And so you can tell that it's catered towards a certain demographic. Just edit your googly command to have a wait action, then remove action. Yeah, it should be easy enough. Thank you, Duranu. Oh, I'm getting phlegmy again. Make it wait short so we can see if it removes correctly, then fix your wait time. That's a good thing to do. That's a good tip. I think, oh yeah, for the K-pop, it's a movie, right? The K-pop Demon Hunters movie, it's made by the same studio, animation studio, as Spider-Verse. So you can definitely tell that it is because it's just really good animation. Just watch the trailer. I'm not saying go watch the movie, but watch the trailer. And then tell me how you think. Speaking of like Spider-Verse and stuff, I still haven't watched it. I still haven't watched the sequels. Why do we always loop back to this conversation? For every just chatting stream, I feel like I'm always talking about the Spider-Verse and how I should watch it. The Spider-Verse movies and how I should watch it. I should stop talking. Yeah, what if I was Freaky Ark and I arced all over the place? What does Freaky Ark mean? What the hell is Freaky Ark? It's really good. That's what I heard. Mods pin this guy. Now we already have a pinned message here. My mod's not even here. I'm my only mod here. Sorry, I need some water. This is how I can tell that I am close to my limit, is when all of the phlegm builds up in my throat and I need water. Thank you for the stretch and hydrate. I need some warm liquids. Freaky Ark is just normal Ark at the end of the stream. Is that what it is? I left Lurk just to say that. Thanks, Natasha. The end of my streams are pretty normal, I think. I do think that the beginning of my streams are a little bit crazier. I just realized something. My captions were turned off this entire time. Yeah, you guys can have like 10 minutes of it. Freaky in like a non-freaky way. Right? Like in a non-sus way. Salty? Excuse me. I had to mute myself for a second. Freaky? Nobody's freaky here. Actually, I'm pretty sure... I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna hold myself back. I'm holding myself... Shush. Shush. The only freaky person is probably me then. The Freak King. Considering most streams. Stixon, you're like barely freaky. But I think it's a good thing. Like I like the fact that we're pretty normal here. Hello, Artist Kid, welcome in. Good morning or good evening. Wherever you are in the world. Happy Saturday. It's just I hold it back. Good, keep holding it back. I hate for anybody to get like timed out or modded if we go like too much in the deep end. We can keep it simple and nice. 10:54, like AM or PM? You don't have to tell me, by the way, but like I'm just saying that 10:54 could mean both. In the morning or in the evening. Stixon? I hope you've seen what he's been saying in other streams. Whoa, don't call him out like that. Not loud. If someone is a certain personality in this stream, we'll just you don't have to expose them. You can stay the way that they are here. AM. Oh, so like morning, like me. Well, it's almost noon for me. It's 11:55 for me, which is almost lunchtime. I'm leaving in exactly 5 minutes. You guys have 5 minutes with me before I go. I still can't believe you're a anthropomorphic. Just say it. Just say furry. Just say furry. I was a furry artist. But like I didn't go like too much in the too far into the furry community. Dangly 5. Hi Clock. How was the wedding? There were so many instances here where we needed modding. Furry jars are everywhere in Twitch chat. We have a few we do have a few furries in our community as well. You can't say, you're not allowed to say you furries because essentially I am a furry, Pizza Man. Though I don't have the actual fur. You can, I'm like half scaly. Yeah, if I wasn't a furry artist, then I wouldn't have been a scaly. Like there would be no lizard feet at all. I'm sorry. No, it's okay. Go enjoy your wedding. I was kidding. I am a YouTuber. What kind of content do you create? She hates me. No, I don't. I think content creation is a really fun medium for creativity. Whether you're streaming or whether you're a YouTuber and you make video content, it's all pretty neat. I didn't realize how much creativity, I'd say the creativity is the wrong word. How much stuff it takes out of me. Okay, I'm gonna, the words are not coming anymore. It's the 3-hour mark. Oh, the time. Yeah, how much stuff it takes out of me in order to like get into content creation, because I didn't realize that like there's just so much to it. Like, you're not just an artist, right? You have to learn how to be entertaining and how to speak. You have to, well, I guess I'm going a little bit, I might be going a little bit over by focusing on like my thumbnails as well on YouTube. A lot of people do covers, music covers, which I don't do, but that's also another form of creativity. If you're an art streamer, you're making art and streaming at the same time. Like, there's just so much. Are you going to go live later? I will definitely watch later. I love YouTubers. Aw, you love YouTubers. The artist kid. That means you love me. You care me. I won't be going live later today, no. I only stream once a day. But it's the same time every morning. Or night. Depending on where you are. 9:30 a.m. every day. Except for Sundays, so I'm not streaming tomorrow. Oh, we're still waiting. You brought your headphones and everything, right? Like, I'm not on speakers. You're not like a certain someone who puts me in their bar speakers. Yeah, there was a time when I was streaming twice a day, and that took a lot out of me. I'm never doing that again, by the way. If anybody decides to stream, I do recommend 2 to 3 hours of streaming and like stop it there, because the 7 hours is going to burn you out, first of all. And second of all, I do feel like most people do become less entertaining as time goes by, and it's still going to be the same people watching, and nobody's going to sit on their ass in front of the computer for 7 hours watching you. So I think a 2, 3, maybe even like maximum 5 hours is a good amount of time for a stream. I did for 7 hours. You're crazy. Yeah, wild days. Wait, for when I stream for 7 hours a day, it's just not worth it. We used to have art streams. Yeah, we did. And then I realized that I can't really focus when it comes to streaming art, because it takes so much brain power out of you. Like, you have to focus on the painting parts of art, and then you gotta talk and look at chat and react at the same time. It's a lot. And then you're also under pressure, especially if you're like working on commissions and your clients in chat and you're like, do they like my work? I don't know. They're not speaking. Does that mean they hate it? So there's that. If we ever do like any more art streams, it'll the fact that it will not be commission work, or I'm gonna try to avoid it, because I know all of my recent art streams have been commission work, but it's only because I for a fact know that my client isn't a member of my community, so I'm like, okay, this is fine. But if they are, then I get a little bit freaked out and I'm like, oh, my anxiety. Except for Wednesdays, it's physically impossible. That's fine. Work takes priority. I mean, I was my own mod for up until like a few days ago, so I will live. I will live. Thanks, Clock. Some artists just don't talk on stream, but I guess for a VTuber it would be hard. I think if I already established a community where people expect me to talk during streams, I would hate to break that impression of me where like I would be yapping on Mondays and Tuesdays, and then like for if I were to do like a Wednesday's art stream, I just stop talking in general, and people are like would be like, I'm not here for this, right? Like I want to stay consistent with my streams. If I'm naturally a yapper with in my streams, I will stay a yapper in my streams. Even if I am doing art, I will try to talk to you guys as much as possible. I remember when you were drawing the Zen Zone Zero characters for that one music video. I'm so glad you don't have to suffer like that again. It was a fun project, but man, that was torturous. I remember like in the middle of the stream, I would just start complaining like about the designs. Why is this here? Why is this so complicated for this character? Man, that was terrible. No hate to the Zenless Zone Zero character designs because I think they're lovely, but drawing them is a different case entirely. There's just so much. There's so much on the costumes and their outfits and stuff that it's not great for artists. Becoming a PNG tuber with a covered up mouth that never blinks, becomes completely silent. That's terrifying. I mean, for me, at least, because you guys have seen that before, right? I think if I were to cover my camera... Wait, I have to look at you guys like, eyes wide. Okay, I don't think that works. Anyways, I must be on my way. Have a good one, my lovelies. Thanks for coming, Natsuki. I should end my stream right now, too, because we are 3 minutes past the mark of me wanting to finish stream here and have lunch and actually do work because I did no work yesterday. Wow, hi clock. Thanks for the headpad, Mitho. Oh, it's Mitho. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Welcome in. I'm so sorry. You said hi as I was about to end stream, but it's nice seeing you here. I usually see Mitho in like other chats, so this is pretty cool. Anyways, bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody. I'm gonna go have lunch. I hope you guys rest well. Take care. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend, because I am not seeing you guys tomorrow. There's gonna be no stream tomorrow, but I'll be back on Monday. I'll put out a schedule later tonight or tomorrow. Bye-bye. Rest well. Thanks for keeping me company this morning, even though I was half dying. I think because you guys are here, I no longer feel like I am sleepy and tired and dying. So I'm kind of grateful for that. Bye-bye. It felt so short. 2 hours and a half? Nah. Nah. Bye-bye for real. Drink water? I've been drinking water, but thank you. Thanks for the reminder.